Want to buy gold? Is he online? I want to Saturn, bro. Don't witch hunt. I do think they need to do something about the G2G stuff. And what's crazy to me is that they're out of the office until after the new year. And so just nothing's being done right now, right? If people think Saturn's buying gold off G2, that does fuck no one who values their account buys off there. He 100% just has peer-to-peer contacts for gold. Yeah, I think most people do. But the source of those peer-to-peer contacts is probably questionably dirty, you know what I mean? You're right about Saturn, however you're wrong that nobody who values their account RMTs. Yeah, a lot of people are. There's a lot of people who RMT because they said, what am I gonna get? A 2-week ban? Like, I think that's most people's mentality, so that's why it just keeps happening. There's RMT and then there's RMTing off G2G. One might get you banned, the other will get you banned. Yep, pretty much. There was a lot of ways to launder it that all the people were using, and I think they started banning that too. Too bad they have no way to fight against RMT by making better deals or adding a mileage shop, but that won't fix it. That'll just adjust the price of the RMT. The RMT prices will always reflect slightly below the market price, and that's how they continue to get people to buy from it. And as long as that exists and they don't punish the people who do it, it's just going to keep happening. I don't necessarily I don't like propagating drama, stirring the pot or anything like that. But like a TLDR is, a clip was shared of Saturn bussing with meter on the screen and getting a G2G pop-up, and a bunch of people called him out on it. And then it was just like a back and forth with Saturn and like Stoops earlier. In any case, RMT has been around since the early 2000s. It was easy to remove. It wouldn't be so popular today. The only way is to take a hard stance on it from day one, otherwise it becomes something you have to deal with the rest of the life of the game. I don't agree with that. I think they could take a stand at any point. I think they've been banning a lot more people lately. But they're out of the office until after the new year. And so all these people are just doing stuff right now. I think they're going to probably be banning people once they come back in the office. I'd like to think. But then again, that's like, how do they allow all these bots to exist? It just blows my mind. Like, okay, guys, player-to-player buying, gold farming with players, all this stuff right now is crazy to me, right? But like, even more crazy is that there's like 20,000 bots online right now just farming infinitely to sell that gold and nothing's being done about it. Like that's a bigger problem to me. I'm not well versed, so I probably shouldn't comment, but I will always own. I feel like people underestimate how much gold you make when you're busting literally everything since day one. Not enough to justify a lot of the stuff, man. Because there are no two-factor authentication, needs a phone number tied to each account trusted, would kill a lot of bots. Yeah, absolutely, John. I think there's a lot of measures they can take to improve the experience of players in general, and it's very surprising to me that those actions haven't been taken yet, because they could very easily put in like two-factor authentication. They could do, but that would also make other people unhappy because, oh, I have to do two-factor now, man. But it's like, hey, you're helping like make the game better. Like, anyone that can make 5 accounts to farm is crazy right now. Make the game have a sub required, but they're gonna make it so you can earn that sub in game with gold, right? If they made Crystalline R an actual sub, but that doesn't fix the game. The game is a free-to-play, pay-to-win model. Like, I don't think they can just turn on subs at this point, G-Mike. Like, yeah, THC, that's what I'm talking about, guys. That's what the problem to me more than anything is. They're not banning bots. There's an infinite number of bots to the point where like the EU servers aren't even running well. You know what I mean? Like, there's people who can't log in and are lagging constantly on servers because there's so many bots. How, like, it can't be that hard to just ban these guys. I genuinely just don't understand. I think on the the other elephant in the room is why the game is dying in such a way that puts that much value on the game currency, just saying. There's some truth to that, Mr. Jewel, I will say for sure. There is some truth to that, because they create this massive whale in the upper, a whale bait in the upper 1% of the game, and people want that. People want their character to get stronger, right? So then they get stuck in this loop of, I need to get more gold, and they FOMO, and that's what leads people to swiping and doing shit like that. But it's not going to ever stop, like, just G2G or shit like that. If they'd actively daily prevent bots and actively daily ban obvious RMT, it would help, but there's always a way when the game puts such a big high value on game currency. It's a byproduct of design. Unfortunately, no easy solution for sure. Yeah, but like, the way it sits right now, a lot of those prices would probably be lower if there was the game itself wasn't hyperinflated with bot and art like botted gold, right? I brought this up the other day. Like, imagine this game if the bots were never like put into it. All the gold that like gets just injected into the economy. It's insane. They can run just hundreds and thousands of bots and just get gold. There's like, guys, like, we can just sit here and talk about it till we're blue in the face. And you can't justify or excuse not doing something because of what's happening. Like, they have to start somewhere. Kind of like making balancing changes to a game or system level changes to the game. Kind of like what they're doing in this game right now. They have to continue to make changes. That's it. Like, they can't just lay stagnant. You can't just stop fighting bots. It's an ongoing battle. It's a war, you know what I mean? It's just like hackers, right? Yeah, exactly. In game development in general and online game, you have to continue to build your game, develop your game, and you have to like, that's what's crazy, guys, is like anytime there's enough competition in mainstream game, like RMT just exists, you know what I mean? Like, you can't do away with it. But like co-op, like games with private games, like those usually don't have any form of like RMT, right? So it's like any online service needs to constantly combat bots. And I'm not saying they're not doing anything, you know what I mean? But what I don't get is they're using back-end methods to stop botting. To like, okay, so it's probably like, here's the wound, and they're down here like trying to make changes up here to prevent bots from being created, but also impacting new players, obviously. But they could just like go straight to it, go down here and downstream, and just start cleaning up all the bots. I wish they treated the symptoms, Jewel. They're somewhere between the source and the symptoms, and they're like right here making changes to creating accounts to try to stop botting. What they need to do is have just give hire one GM to just sit there and ban the fucking bots. They're sitting there in a channel infinitely fishing for hours. I don't understand. I hate it. Like, just fucking do shit. There's no GM tools for the game, so you just can't do that unless that's GM. Are you sure there's no GM tools? I highly doubt there's no GM tools. There's no way. That guy would quit within a week. All right, then fine. I'm going back to my vigilante plan, guys. Give me the tools and I'm going to ban everyone. What the fuck? That is cap. Every single game on the planet has... Yeah, that's what I'm saying, Joel. Every game has tools. I'm sorry. Now, I guess you could say they're all back-end tools. Let's say there's no visual representation of a game master because I've never seen one in game. But I doubt it doesn't exist because they need a way to capture cinematics. They need a way to test things. And there's dev clients, right? So they have the shit. Hey, I'm all for the idea. I'm just saying the guy would more than likely lose his mind and quit. Maybe. I mean, they got to do something at the high end. They got to do something at the bottom end. Because, like, it's not just fixing botting, right? It's also the, like, perspective of how your player base sees you. And, like, if your player base doesn't have confidence in you, it's pretty bad. Like, that's a bad thing. Ban every wanting to sell lobby. I do think they should do away with being able to advertise busing in general. I think that's a good first step. I seriously don't get what's wrong with busing. What's wrong with busing? So anytime I have a discussion, guys, I'm always open to different perspectives. I understand why people bust in this game. I'm not saying I'm for or against it, right? There's a lot of reasons because there's also people who, John, I bust. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, there's a lot of people I like who bust because they want more gold. Rather than busting for free every week, might as well get gold for it. Yeah, that's one argument to be made. They're a backend system, but it's what they said in the past. But let's say they do have a GM system now. They're still just flagging for ban in the wave, it seems. There's a lot of other games that do that where they just flag your account and then they do a ban wave because it's more impactful when you... Because if they just did like attrition banning, like continuous banning, let's say, it doesn't create as much fear as like the huge ban wave and everyone starts talking about the ban wave. You know what I mean? Like, so I think there is some weight in that, but it's not like something they should be doing. There's plenty of other problems in busing right now. I agree with that. Hopped in the middle of the convo, but is this about busing being bad for the game? We're talking about RMT through G2G, busing, botting, and all these problem areas of the game. Basically, the revolving door of what's bad for the game. What can we do about it? How do we fix it? And then us hoping something happens. And having the perception of nothing's going to happen is really bad. Remove roster level profile. That doesn't fix anything. That's not the biggest problem in the game. I'm still going to look at your elixirs, your gems, your transcendence, and like vertical progression systems. I don't care about your roster, and most people I would agree don't care about it as well. It should get everyone's skins with bare feet. I think that would stop RMT. Yeah, true. Well, personally, this whole conversation kind of plays into why people RMT and use sites like G2G, which makes botting so profitable. All this contributes to the why. Do you honestly feel, like, this is an honest question, do you honestly feel that people with low roster are G2Ging to catch up, or do you think they're just quitting? Like, I think, I don't know, man. I think a lot of the RMT is all on the top end of the game. I don't think it's at the bottom as much as we think. Yeah, Booney, I think most are just quitting. But I think most of the RMT is at the top end. The guys that are doing big purchases, I'm not saying that they're, like, most people are doing the small purchases, are generally going to the shop, other players. I don't think they're doing big, I don't know, man. Maybe that's just me. Maybe that's just my opinion. I think a lot of the RMTs at the top. I'm not gonna say it doesn't happen, but yeah, I think most is up at the top. It's the people that have the FOMO of wanting to be like, oh my God, I gotta be caught up to that one guy. I need 10s. I need relic books right now. I need legendary jewelry. Ah! And because everything's so expensive, they have to swipe or bust or both. Johnpal, I get it, chat. Bro, like, okay. Abe, no, like, hear me out, guys. I know some of you, like, joke around about me being a whale. And based on your perspective of the game, you may think I'm a whale. But, like, realistically, most my characters are sub people's mains. And I'm not even close to a whale like you see in the, like, all the DPS logs and the bussing. Like, I am small potatoes compared to a lot of these people, man. I'm not saying I don't spend. I'm never gonna deny that, guys. I do it all live. You guys see everything I do. Okay. Do I spend on this game? Absolutely. Compared to the people that are casually playing this game, yeah, absolutely. I'm a whale. But most people that are at my point in the game are also spending on the game or bussing. And I think most people that are around my roster's level of progression are also spending. A lot of people just buy outfits. Some people here, guys, are spending just as much on the game in outfits that I am on, like, vertical progression across multiple characters. Guys, who here honestly feels pressure to be on the MVP board? I don't. Do I like it when I show up? Sure. I'd be lying if I said I don't. But I don't care. I really don't care if I'm up there or not, man. What I care about is clearing content, guys. That's a lot of points, dude.